Well, hello everyone. Just want to share with you my next project that I'm going to be working on for a model. Now I know in the past I've been dealing with a lot of, so-called planes, trains, automobiles, sci-fi stuff. But in this instance, for this next build, I'm thinking about something different. Just kind of want to let you know that ever since I was a little boy, one of my favorite mammals that roamed the face of this earth was the dinosaurs. So just happened to go down to my local hobby shop one day and happened to come across this particular kit, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. And what we have here is my buddy Triceratops, and it's from Revell and the Dawn of Time series. Actually it is a snap kit, and actually they gave him a little nickname called Trike, and of course in the parentheses it says Triceratops horrendicus, but he's one of my favorite dinosaurs when I was growing up, so I figured for the money it wasn't a bad little kit. So without further ado, let's take a look at it a little more closely. As you can see, it's a 1/13 scale. It's for ages 8 and up, which I guess I fall into that. It's a real nice cover on the box there. Shows them in a kind of a two-tone gray color. He looks pretty menacing with those 3 horns sticking out of him. We turn it over here. It does give you kind of like a little brief history that they kind of give you as far as, the age of the dinosaurs in the Cretaceous period. On this side of the box, it also kind of gives you a paint guide, so that if you want to follow the paint on the cover, it gives you a breakdown: flat gray, flat green, flat tan, gloss black, red, white, and yellow. If you want to follow along with the cover art. On the other side, of course, it gives you a nice big picture of him in his pose. And then as we come across here, one thing about this kit, that you can actually manipulate his mouth, his head, and his legs. So it gives you kind of 2 poses there of what that looks like. It is a skill level 1, and like I say, glue and paint is not recommended if you just want to put it together, snap it together. It does come in a molded green. I've already checked it out before we gave you this review, just to make sure that all the parts were in there. So so there you go. Let's go ahead and open her up. One of the things I did do was I took a hobby knife and I scribed underneath, so I kept the cellophane intact on the box, so kind of keep it protected. So here we go. Now this kit also tells you that once it's together, it actually turns out to be 14 inches. So it's a pretty good sized kit for the 1/13 scale. And so here we go. I can move my box out of the way for a little second here, and we'll do this kind of one step at a time. First of all, we'll go ahead and take a look at the instructions. Let's flip it over. Actually, there's 7 steps to this, and it's pretty well easily understandable as far as instructions wise. They start you off with the step 1 with the let me get my light over here a little bit. Alright, step 1 is basically the body and back leg assembly. And then of course step 2 would be the front leg assembly for both right and left. And then basically the third step would be the tail assembly. Fourth step is the head assembly, and then we have the fifth step being the horns assembly. And as you go through the process, they'll kind of recommend the paint colors, especially here, like in the head assembly. Let me get my pointer here for you. They're saying that the horns are supposed to be white. There's actually a tongue in his mouth, so they recommend red for that, brown and white for the eyes, and white for the teeth. And as far as the horns are concerned, in horn assembly, step number 5, the tips of the horns, they recommend a brown, and then the rest of it would be white. But like I said, use your imagination. You can paint them any way you like them. So you go to the back here, and of course this is the head to body assembly that snaps in there. And then it's got a pretty good sized base for him to stand on. And it comes in 2 parts, snaps together. It's got like a little fake, little plastic plant since he is an herbivore. But it's a nice little base that snaps together. They give you a little idea of what the model is. Like it says, a Triceratops 75 million years ago, Cretaceous period, Western United States. That's kind of like basically optional there, if you want it. So that's the 7 steps of the instructions. And like I say, in the front too as well, they give you a little history of the Triceratops and what it was like, back in the day. So there you go. That's the instructions. So let's get to the parts themselves. This is the one half of his main body. Very nicely detailed. You can see the lower belly part of them. And these are where the legs are going to go. They actually kind of like rotate and snap into place. If you look on the back side here, for us people who have 2 brain cells and can't figure out how to put the parts together, it does have a R for right side with the number 1 for part 1 on this one here. So that's one half there. And of course we have the complement piece that is part 2 with the little L for the left side, just so that we're not confused. So there you go. There's our 2 parts there for the main body. This is not necessarily in order, but this is the actual platform of the kit. It comes in 2 parts. Let's see, I get this in the camera here for you. But basically, it just kind of snaps together like so. And I've already test fitted this, so it'll come out real nice. And like I said, it doesn't have to be green. I mean, we'll paint her up and make her look real for the base. So that's it. 2 pieces snap together, and you're pretty well done. May have to do some putty work and stuff like that to hide the seam, but that'll be on the next update. So that's the base of the platform there. Now we come on to some of the bigger parts here. There's probably about 3 or 4 screws. I got it in here pretty tight, so give me a chance here. Sorry for all the noise, but it is a big kit. Here we have the 1 sprue that has its horns, and of course this is the top part of his head here, where he's got some nice spikes coming out, and these are the inserts for the where the horns go, for his 2 main horns that protrude out of his head. Okay, so that's 1 tree there, and of course once again too, that everything is marked with numbers on the back end, so you know how to put them together. Alright, next up is basically another part of his head where it shows his two halves of his head, left and right side, with his one main horn that's already embedded into the head itself, with this little kind of hook here for munching on leaves and stuff like that. This is one of his legs. The other one kind of fell off, but you can see that this is the interlocking mechanism here for the leg. And once again, it's very, very nicely detailed. Kind of bring it in here close to you. You can see that. But yeah, like I said, very nicely detailed, and it's got the teeth in there, the nostrils, his eyes. I think it looks pretty good once we get it all primed up and everything. And of course, this is his legs with the claws. So there you go. That's that part there. And let's see, pull out another section of trees where we have the tail. Of course, two halves snapped together. No big issues there, but once again, nicely detailed. You can see all the ribs and the lines for the tail, as well as the another part of his legs. This may be the front or rear. I'll have to look at the instructions again, but there you go. And go on to the next one. And of course, this is part of the diorama for the base. These two go together, basically snap together in place. You have the plant. Not much to it. Actually, this part here is his lower jaw. You can get that in there. Here's the teeth and the lower end of his jaw. So there's that. And once again, his legs, nicely detailed. It's got that reptilian look to it with his claws. So there you go. There's that. And then of course the last tree here is his big massive legs again to complete the set. Like I said, basically there's about 27 parts to this kit. Let me at least get the package back up there for you. And like I say, he's a neat little guy, and I like him. So he defends it for himself. Some of the stories and the histories of it is that he can ward off the big T-Rex there with those big horns. So even though he's an herbivore, he stands his ground, and with his nice strong legs and everything. If you compare him with today's comparison, he's like 10 tons is what they say, and he's like the small part of a compact automobile. So that's the size of him. But I think I'll go ahead and enjoy this kit there. I don't know if I'm going to actually keep the parts manipulated where you can move the jaw up and down, or the legs and the head, or keep them static. We'll take a look. I was also entertaining the idea of maybe putting some lights in here to like maybe light up his eyes, but we'll take. And it could be a straight build right out of the box. But I will color him up there. I won't keep it as the molded green. But just want to kind of share with you this little kit. Yes, it's a level 1, so, but it's a good sized little kit, and I'm going to enjoy it. So until then, we'll catch up on the next update, and thank you for watching and subscribing, and we'll see you in the Cretaceous period. Till then, bye.